Start, I'm gonna comment on the theme. I think the most beautiful garden is the Napali Coast in Kauai of Hawaii. Has anyone been there before? No? It's basically this big coast off like the whole north and west coast of Kauai, and you can take like helicopter views, and it's just like the best. You guys gotta check it out if you're ever in Kauai. So, with that said, I'll begin my evaluation of Haley's speech. This was your 7th speech, and you are definitely cruising along the communication manual. And I think it's pretty obvious that you're making a lot of progress, and I think this was one of your best speeches. So I'm gonna split this into 3 sections. The first, I'm gonna talk about your objectives. The second, I'm gonna talk about the things that I really liked about your speech, and then I'm gonna finish up with some things that you can improve. So the 2 objectives for your speech were to collect information about your topic from numerous sources and to carefully support your points and opinions with specific facts, examples, and illustrations gathered from your research. And I think you definitely hit both of these objectives. And what helped you is the way that you organized your speech into 2 sections. The first was how much money to give your kids, and then how the kids can show appreciation to their parents. And so in the first section, you explained to us kind of a little bit of the background of Parents' Day and how the dates of it and how it's similar to Mother's Day and Father's Day in the US. And then you explained how if a family has 1 child, they split their expenditures 33%, and if they have 2 children, then it gets split 50%. And so I thought that was interesting. And then you told us 4 different ways that kids can show their appreciation, depending on how lazy they are, which I thought was great. So to go into the next section, the things that I liked about your speech, you have a very relaxed and conversational tone when you're speaking, which I think is great, and I think you can really leverage that. And you always use that to get a lot of laughs from the group, and I think that's really one of your strengths. And the other thing that I really liked about your speech is your gestures, especially when you're explaining the kids. It was almost like a visual aid, the way that you're using your fingers and saying 33% for this kid, parents get the rest of the money, and then here 25. And so that's always really helpful when you can use your hands and use gestures like that. Finally, something that you can improve. I had this speech last week, and I kind of did the same thing. I think maybe you could have done a little bit more research for this one and kind of given us even more information. I got the same feedback on my last one, so it's understandable. But maybe just give us a little bit more background of how the holiday came around or something like that. And then finally, you have a really good tone, and I think it could even be better if you were a little bit louder too. I think that would really help you. So with that said, I think this was an awesome speech, and I'm really looking forward to your next one. Thanks.